Alrighty, Shalom. We'll get started here in just a few moments. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto my power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Hakwadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahawah, and his son's name, who the word in the called Jesus Christ, real name in the Hebrew is Yahawashi. Also give praises, honor, and glory to the Hakwadash, the Holy Spirit, which is the force and entity that makes this edification possible. I want to say shalom to you, sister, Harda Akim Wakwat, that you brothers and sisters make your bodies a living sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. Also want to give double honors unto my beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who rule well. And I'm the brother Osmond Watt here from Great Millstone Dallas Camp, coming back this morning through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah to do another lesson. And Lord's will, this lesson be found edifying and exhorting and comforting unto the Lord's elect of the nation of Israel, as well as glorifying unto the names of my power, Yahawah Bahasham Shah. And shalom to you, beloved Akim Aqua, tuning in. All right. So yeah, this morning I want to get into a psalm. I want to get into a psalms. Been a second since we went through a psalm. So uh, I want to hit Psalms chapter 96. All right, Thal 96. And as the title of the lesson reads, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the true power. All right, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the true power. All right, we may or may not, get through this whole psalm. I want to try to keep it relatively short. I gotta hurry up and get on this get to the plantation, but we'll flow in the spirit. You know, you know, um, but I want to grab this real quick before we get into Psalms 96. Once again, as the title of the lesson reads, Yahawah Bashmal Shah is the true power, man. Okay, and he's about to show everybody that. Okay, because that scripture say in the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter, it says, "For surely thou art a power that hidest thyself in the earth." Okay, surely thou art a power that hideth thyself in the earth. And as the Lord has, withdrawn himself, you know, um, for a good bit, for a good season, a lot of people have come to the conclusion that, maybe Allah is the way, maybe Buddha is the way, maybe Jesus is the way, maybe the black woman is the way. Maybe Esau's the way, okay? But see what the whole earth is about to realize very soon by Yahawah Bashmal Shah's judgments, man. Okay, no, there's only one power, there's only one God, man, and his name is Yahawah. Okay, he set up salvation to come through his right hand man, Yahawah Shah. Let's get this real quick in the book of first first what is it? First Corinthians 8, I believe. Let me find it real quick as it comes to mind. Then we're gonna get into that Psalms. And once again, shalom to you, beloved brothers and you sisters that's in the right spirit, man. Shalom. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me find this real quick. That's it. Yeah. First Corinthians 8 and 6. This is the Apostle Paul speaking. He says, let's start at verse 5. This is the book of First Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 5, and it reads, "For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many." See, so there's many gods, you know. You got, as we stated earlier, you got Jesus, you got all these different, gods and ideologies and philosophies, right? He says, Um, let's get that in the NLT. There may be so-called gods both in heaven and on earth. And some people actually worship many gods and many lords, right? And that's what you call, polytheistic. We as a nation of Israel, we are a monotheistic, nation. Mono meaning one, single, all right? So we only serve one power, and that's the way to do it. All right? Because why? There in all reality, there is only one power. Deuteronomy the 6th chapter. All right. Shema, Yasha'Allah, Yahawah, Yahawah, Salakia, Shema, Yasha'Allah, Yahawah, Allahaya Nawa, Yahawah, Achad. Meaning, the Lord our power. Let's get that. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahawah, our power is one power, or one Lord. And thou shalt love Yahawah thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. See, so we have one power, we have one Lord, and that's Yahawah. All right, and we worship Yahawah through his only begotten Son, Yahawashi. So let's go back here to 1 Corinthians 8 and 5 in the NLT. There may be so-called gods both in heaven and on earth, and some people actually worship many gods and many lords. But we know, all right, and who's the we? The hopeful elect. All right, those of us whom Yahawashi has enlightened our eyes, man, to understand the truth. It says, but we know that there is only one power, the Father, who created everything, and we live for him. And there is only one Lord, Yahawashi HaMashiach, through whom Yahawah made everything, and through whom we have been given life. See? And that's a part of the new song that we're singing here. All right, when you read the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter, you know, it speaks about that governing body, the elect, how they're singing a new song. All right. And only the elect, know that song. Only the 144,000 know that song. And when you read about it, Revelation 14, there's three main components that make up that new song. All right. And it's preaching, all right, or prophesying the fall and the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, prophesying about the MOTB, all right, saying that if any man, or preaching that if any man receives the MOTB, or worships the beast, or receive his name and his number, his mark, he's going to be destroyed and tormented in the lake of fire. And also, a part of that new song is what? Prophesying and preaching in the names of Yahawah by Shai, okay, saying that he's the one that created the heavens and the earth and everything, all right, therein. You see? So this is Psalms 96 from the top. Psalms 96 and 1. It says, oh, sing unto the Lord Yahawah by Shai a new song. Sing unto the Lord Yahawah by Shai all the earth. Right? And once again, that's what we're doing. We're singing unto the Lord a new song. All right? And that's the testimony that he's given, all right, unto us here in these latter days, man. And that's what's going to have the elect justified right alongside with the blood of Yahawah. Says, sing unto the Lord Yahawah Shai a new song. Sing unto Yahawah Shai all the earth. Sing unto Yahawah. Bless his name. See, bless his name. And that's a part of the song. You can't sing the Lord's song without knowing and singing in his names, man. Prophesying in those names. You see? So it says, show forth his salvation from day to day. And that's what we're doing. We're showing forth the salvation of our power, Yahawah Shai, from day to day, every single day. Okay? On the highways and byways, on these online video epistles. Okay, we're showing forth, okay, the salvation, all right, of our power, man. Telling you who salvation is going to come for and from. It's going to come from, okay, Yahawah Shai, all right, and it's going to come for the elect of the nation of Israel. And we're declaring this amongst all nations. Why? Because we've been scattered amongst all nations. Let's get this in the book of Tobit 13 and 3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he have scattered us among them. See, and we're showing forth the salvation, okay, that's coming towards the elected nation of Israel amongst all nations because we're scattered. You see? And that's the importance and the power of this new song. All right, and it sparked a worldwide, okay, fire, if you will, spiritually. All right, hey, just like during the time of the Acts of the Apostles, when you read the book of Acts, it says that these men have turned the world upside down. All right, how did the Apostle Paul and Timothy and Silas and all the apostles, man, how did they turn the world upside down? Were they out there, physically doing things? No. Okay, they were prophesying, they were preaching, man. Okay, they were teaching. See? And it shook up that whole known world, man. And that's what's happening on a worldwide scale right now. Matthew 24 and 14. For this gospel of the kingdom shall go forth as unto a witness unto all the nations, then shall the end come. I'm going to show you the power of this word. And these devils know that, man. All right. That's why, censorship is getting, tighter and tighter, man. Let me get this real quick in Colossians 1. Colossians 1 and 6 in the NLT. This same good news, right? What's another word for good news? Is gospel. Okay. So this gospel that we received, it says this same good news that came to you is going out all over the world. See that? And how is that? Because it's being sung. And one notable thing about a song, a good song, is that it inspires you, man. You know, it inspires you, and that's what this new song, okay, has and is doing, and will continue to do for the Lord's elect. It inspires us, man. Lord, well, I'm a part of that number, but it inspires us. And when you got a good song, hey, you put that thing on repeat, man. You know, you listen to it every day. Jake, he be wearing them songs out. Well, this is a song that can't be worn out, man. You see, and this is ultimately Yahawah's song. This is his favorite song. This is his only song, man. You know, and he's got it set to where it's on repeat, man, all day, around the clock. And every time you brothers, you Akima Aquaf, you tune in, and you're tuning in to the right frequency, to the right station, man. Because it's a lot of songs going out. Scripture speaks about singing the songs of fools. Okay, you listen to ISUPK. You on the wrong radio station. You on the wrong frequency. Jake is on a low frequency, man. He's on the AM. He's on the AM. How you got AM and FM. Don't nobody listen to AM. But all these other kept they on the AM. 80, 89.3 AM station. Like it's all staticky and fuzzy. You know, you can't really discern. What the song. It's just a bunch of noise. See, hey, but the Lord got us locked in, man. It's a clear sound. You see, but you got to tune your ears. Oh, let's get that. Proverbs 1. Proverbs chapter, no, it's actually Proverbs 2 and 2 in the NLT. It says, tune your ears to wisdom. See? So tune you got to have your ears. Ultimately, Yahawashi Shai has to fine tune your ears to where you have a taste in this song. You know, it says, tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Let's get that word, tune. A melody. See? Tune, a melody, especially one that characterizes a particular piece of music. Man, it's beautiful. See? So this new song, man, it's only aspired and inspired by the elect, man, as their ears have been tuned, divinely tuned from Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, they were born to listen to the frequencies of this new song. Okay, and they love it. They get jiggy with it, as brothers say often, man. You know, head bobbing. Every time, hey brother, hey come on, man, hey come on, man, hey that's beautiful. You know, and this don't get old to us, man. This is why we can listen to the apostles and bishops and elders and brothers bring out the same precepts every day. We still nod our heads like, yeah, man, yeah, Babylon going down, yeah, Esau going to slavery. Yeah. Okay, these people gonna get it. Man, we're gonna be changed. We're gonna be back at one with our power, man. How in the hell can you get tired of listening to that, man? That is beautiful. This is literally music to our ears. So this is the new song, man. All right. But see, Esau wants this off the radio station, man. Why? Because it doesn't fit his agenda. Hey, just like Esau, hey, he got, because you had a lot of Jake like in the late '80s, early '90s, like KRS-One, hey, poor righteous teacher. They were, Jake was on that conscious tip. Like they was speaking that, which Jake's still blinded, but Esau he don't want any type of positive, music, like even those '90s, R&B tunes when women was actually speaking about or singing about, actually falling in love with a man and let me cater, even Beyonce, let me cater to you, you know like Esau, like, nope, got to get this off the radio station. Let's put on some Sexy Red. Let's put on some 21. Young Boy, all that bullshit, man. You see, but I say all that to say Esau wants this song off the radio station, man. But this ain't going nowhere, bro. And when the Lord when He does allow Esau to take it off the radio, if you will, and I'm speaking proverbially, when He does allow Esau to take it off the radio, hey, the damage has already been done to you, boy. Okay, why? Because the elect, they've been sealed. You see, and they've memorized these lyrics. And now they're about to go through Jacob's trouble with these lyrics ringing through their mind, through their spirits, man. See, so that's the power. That's the power of this new song, man. So let's read this again, Psalms 96:1. Oh, sing unto Yahawah Shai a new song. Sing unto Yahawah Shai all the earth. Sing unto the Lord Yahawah Shai. Bless His name. Show forth His salvation from day to day. Declare His glory among the heathen, His wonders among all the people. And we just read Tobit 13:3. All right, we're declaring His wonders amongst all the heathen. We're declaring, okay, this testimony, this gospel, this good news amongst all the heathen. Why? Because we're scattered everywhere. You see, verse 4, it says, "For the Lord Yahawah Shai is great and greatly to be praised." Ooh, yeah, man. And see, this is why Yahawah Shai deserves our very best, man. You know, He doesn't want your sloppy seconds. You know, you just only read and pray whenever you're tired. Man, hey, make an effort, man, to give Yahawah Shai your best. Hey, just like our tithes, in the tithing system, you would give the Lord, you give the Lord, the first of your increase, you know. Well, in the spirit, that should be applied, to our energy. When you wake up, man, hey, well, of course, everybody's schedule is different, but to the best of your ability, man, hey, before you go straight off to work, man, hey, give the Lord, the first of your increase. While you still have, while you have energy, you're fresh, you have a fresh mind. Pray, read, study, get in the spirit, you know, instead of giving all your energy first thing to Esau in the morning, you know, and then you after you get off, from serving Esau, now you're all tired and you just giving the Lord sloppy seconds, and your mind's not really there, you know. Man, Yahawah Shai is great and He's greatly to be praised, man. He's just not no average king, you see. Oh, let's get that in the book of Malachi. He says, I'm a great king. Where's my honor at? Because Jake be hopping and jumping through hoops and hurdles to serve Esau, you know, making coffee in the fucking break room and shit, you know, being all zealous to be a fucking, token nigger boy at the job, he do all that shit for this base man. Hey, what about our father, man, Yahawah? Bahasham Yahawashi, He's a great king. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 14. But cursed. And when you go into this chapter, this the Lord pretty much as a spirit, man, because the apostle Gabar and Bishop Zachariah, they've been going through the book of Malachi, man. They did their live yesterday. Both the book of Malachi, man. Uh, chapters 1 and 2. The Lord was and 3. The Lord was cursing out the priesthood, man. As Jake, offering unto the Lord, sloppy seconds, defile animals, you know, had broken bones, and it had spots and blemishes in it, but they called themselves sacrifices to the Lord. Yahawah Shai, man, He's very particular, as into how he wants to be worshipped, man, and what you offering to him. Hey, just like, us as men, you know, same thing with, our women. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, yeah, you want your woman to cook for you, clean for you, whatnot, but if she does it in the wrong spirit and not to your liking, she like, bitch, just don't even clean. You know, she called herself making you dinner, but she didn't put her heart into it. You know, like the presentation is all off on the plate, like, you know what I mean? You got the eggs all, just everywhere. Like, no, you gotta make it look good. Put your all, like the apostles say, you gotta get into it, man. When you clean the bathtub, man, make sure when you get the bathroom, get behind the toilet, you know, like get into it, man. There's a particular way. There's a way for everything, man. So as we're the Lord's woman, as we're his bride, okay, and we got to get into it, man. Give him our best, because if not, he'll replace you with somebody that can do way better than you. And just like he did with Saul, the Lord, took the spirit off of Saul, and he says, I'm gonna give your kingdom into a neighbor that's better than you, as he was speaking about King David, man. You know? So this is Malachi 1 and 14. But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrifices unto the Lord a corrupt thing. See, you're trying to deceive the Lord, you know? Well, I'm making my body a living sacrifice, but when you go to camp, your mind's not in it, you know. You're not really into it, you're not zealous for, which I get it sometimes, you're not always necessarily in the spirit, but man, pray. Okay, pray. You know, we can't deceive the Lord, man. It says, but cursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrifices unto the Lord a corrupt thing. Right. And what are we sacrificing unto the Lord now? Okay, our bodies, our lives, man. So we can't be corrupt. You know, it says, this is what the Lord is saying. He says, for I am a great king, saith Yahawah Bahasham Shah of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. That's right, man. The Lord says, man, I'm a great king. I know who I am. I'm a great king. I don't give me your fucking sloppy seconds, man. Don't be trying to, deceive me, you know, and give me this whack ass offering, this whack ass sacrifice, you know, like Cain did. See? That's why the Lord rejected Cain's sacrifice, because it was whack. That's not what he wanted. You see? So let's go back here to Psalms 96 and verse 4. It says, for the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. See? Because in all actuality, there is no other gods, man. You know? And he's to be feared above, okay, Esau. Okay? The God of this world. He's supposed to be feared above Jesus. Man, motherfuck some Jesus, man. But yeah, you got IUIC still calling up on that name, man. Praying in those names. Teaching in those names, so-called, man. See? So this is why, man, it's about to be a lot of judgment upon Jake. Starting with the heads. You know? Man, where's the Lord's reverence at, bro? He's a great king. Just treating the Lord like he's, some average man. Like ISUPK said, man, we serve the nigga God. How fucking dare you, man? No, we serve a great king, man. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one that created everything, you know? And very soon, man, hey, the Lord's about to he's about, ooh, man, he's about to put his fear inside of Jake, man. And you're going to put some respect on him and some respect on his name. This is Isaiah 17 and verse 7. At that day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. That's right, man. Very soon, your eyes are going to have respect unto Yahawah Bahasham Shah. You see? So let's go here. Going back to Psalms 96 and verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Shah made the heavens. That's right, man. Jesus ain't made this. Buddha ain't make all this. Allah, any of these guys, they didn't make all this, man. It's Yahawah Bahasham Shah. You see? Let me get this real quick in Isaiah 44. Let's see here. Isaiah 44, and I'll read it in the NLT version. Isaiah 44 and 7 in the NLT. This is Yahawah speaking. He says, "Who is like me? Let him step forward and prove to you his power. Let him do as I have done since ancient times, when I established a people and explained its future." Ain't no other God did this, man. You know, create this big beautiful planet. You know, put 18 nations down here, choose one nation for himself. Come into covenants and promises, and with this nation. And explain to this nation, their future through prophecy. Set up for this nation prophets, kings, priests, governors. They know the power did this, man. Verse 8, do not tremble. Do not be afraid. Did I not proclaim my purposes for you long ago? You are my witnesses. Is there any other God? No. There is no other rock. Not one. See? There is no other God, man. And hey, in these times, bro, as we, live underneath, the rule of, the wicked Esau, Edom, everything has become a god. Everything has become an idol, man. Cars, clothes, money, women, jobs, relationship, all of these things have become gods, man. It's much bigger than just, an actual idol, actual standing idol, which a lot of people still worship though. Like a lot of the Northern Kingdom tribes, you know, they still be bound down to, Mary, so-called, Caesar Borgia. Hey, the Southern Kingdom too. A lot of these Southern Kingdom households, you grew up with that fucking, picture of Caesar Borgia in your house, you know. Nigga woman got picture of Caesar Borgia on her screensaver, on her phone, like, so Jake is still heavily caught up in idols, man. And let's get this in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. That's why, okay, great judgment's coming. Isaiah 19, it speaks about how the Lord's going to come back in Egypt, okay, in a swift cloud, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved. The Lord's about to move some shit around, man. He's about to set the record straight. You see? And the way how people live their lives, feminism, moist boy culture, black culture, all this is ultimately, how you serve these particular different gods, man. you know, Little human baby deletions. That's going back to Molech worship. That's one of the brothers just got. Glory to Yahawah 88. All right, he says Molech and Ish. Yeah, that goes back to those little baby deletions. That's what Jake was doing as he was passing his seed through fire into Molech, man, in the ancient world. So these practices, they haven't gone anywhere, you know. And Esau has ultimately, all right, through his witchcraft, his sorcery, his enchantments, he's ultimately made, every facet of life saturated and infested with idolatry. From the clothes you wear, the foods you eat, and that's been a hot topic lately. You know, you know, from this group, Genesis Israelite camp. See, they don't understand that, everything here, because we're on Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So what do you think he's going to do? Do you think Esau is going to promote the true worship of the true power, Yahawah Bahasham? No. He's going to promote idolatry in every facet and sector of your life and society, man. You see, but as we open up with in 1 Corinthians 8, okay, yeah, there be gods many, there be lords many, but unto us there's one power, Yahawah Bahasham, man. You see, but people that don't have that mindset, okay, and ultimately people who's not covered by the blood of Yahawashi, okay, they're given over unto these idols. They're given over unto vanity. Okay, so it comes forth a particular lifestyle that comes out of it. Gang culture, feminism, particular things as we stated earlier, you know. So let me get this real quick in Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're gonna have to wrap it up here soon. Like I say, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I knew we weren't gonna get through the whole chapter. If the Lord say the same, we'll probably, pick up this chapter at a later date. But this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. All right, because this is what stems out of idolatry and idol worship, man. It's nothing but a defiled, corrupt, life and society. This is Wisdom Solomon chapter 14. And we'll start right here, verse 21. It says, "And this was an occasion to deceive the world. For men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace." And we're in those times, man. Okay, to where people they ascribe, they ascribe, pretty much honor and praise unto, vanity, unto idols, man. You see, so it leads to a very low level, a low frequency, a low level life, a low level thinking, man. You see? So this is why there's great darkness upon the earth. Those so great plagues they call peace, because they don't have the way. Verse 23, "For while they slew their children in sacrifices," okay, which that's still going on now. People slaying their children in sacrifice. As we stated earlier, these clinics that's in Jake's neighborhood to go, you know, offer their children up. You see, that practice has always been around, but there's particular gods that's associated with those practices, man. All right, it says, "For while they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites," and revelings going into, particular gods like Bacchus, you know, um, that's when you get that word reveling in the what I think that's First Peter. What is that? First Peter 4, I believe. Peter speaks about those revelings and party. Maybe if a brother can post that, but it goes into the feast of Bacchus, and all those practices are still here today, you know. But it says, um, "For while they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled." See, so it's corrupted. It's corrupted your life. It's corrupted your family. It's corrupted your marriages, man. You see, but either one slew another treacherously, or grieved him by adultery. See, this is going to show you. It's showing you, okay, the results of idolatry, the results of idol worship, man. You see, that's why there's a lot of adultery going on, because people they don't know the true power. Yahawah Bahasham. See, you an adulterous ass nigga if you believe in Jesus. Okay, all these so-called pastors, they sleeping with other men's women, you know, giving them marriage counseling and sleep, that shit goes on. And it's accepted in the Christian community, so-called, man. Being a moist boy in a Christian church, you know? Jesus, he accepts that. See? But these things are wicked as hell. That's what happens when, your life is not okay in line with the true power, Yahawah Shah. You become corrupted, man. And this is why it's so much judgment that's about to come upon this earth, man. All right, it says, verse 25, "So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men." All right, disquieting of good men, ultimately meaning what? Okay, you shun the righteous, and the righteous is treated like shit down here, man. See? And this is ultimately all these particular things that scriptures is listing off. This is really, you know, listing off black culture, man. Manslaughter, corruption, unfaithfulness, you know, perjury. It says forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind. See, changing of kind. Okay, you know what, man? That goes back to other gods, man. Ultimately, the spiritual demon Satan. That's what all this ties back into, man. disorder in marriages. See, but when you serve the true power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, there's order in your marriages. Everybody understands. Hold on. No, there's roles. There's gender roles. Okay. All right. You got the Most High. Then you have Yahawashi. Okay. Underneath the Most High. Then you have the Israelite man. Then you got the woman and the children. Okay. But when you serving these other gods, like in ancient Egypt, okay, which all these practices are still practiced today. The woman, she's equal to the man. Or in some cultures, the woman, she's above the man. Like fuck. So it's just all this disorder and confusion, man. See? But not with our power. Why? Because he's not the author of confusion. He demands everything to be done decently and in order. And that promotes life. That promotes peace. That promotes harmony and tranquility, man. You know? So this is why great judgment is needed. All right, to set all this in order. So that's going to be the great reset, man. Fuck what Esau talking about. The great reset is going to be when Yahawashi come back to establish the new order. Okay? So it says, it brings forth disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanliness. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. That's it, man. So that's the reason why, okay, is so much evil upon the earth, man. It's because of idolatry. See? That's the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil, man. See? So yeah, we're gonna leave it right there. I gotta go ahead and make this move. So, Lord's willing, this was edifying and exhorting to you, beloved Akim and Akwath. That's in the right spirit. Until next time, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to my power, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Hakwadash. I want to give double honors to my beloved apostle, Elder Great Millstone, Mawafla Babal, Shalom.